Chosen one. You were never meant to live in chains. And yet, here you are, praying, crying, repenting, only to fall again. You're not weak. You're in a war. And the battlefield is hidden. Masturbation might look harmless on the surface, a private escape, a moment of pleasure. But beneath it, something darker moves. It poisons your focus, drains your spiritual fire, and quietly builds a wall between you and your divine calling. This is not about shame, it's about truth. And the truth is, there is a way out. Today, I'm going to reveal 3 powerful secrets that most people will never tell you. Secrets that will help you rise above the urges, above the guilt, above the shame. Because you were never created to be a slave to your flesh. You were chosen for freedom, for power, for destiny. So before we begin, pause, breathe, and declare this: I'm done living beneath my calling. If this already stirred something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Click like. It helps this message reach others who are silently struggling. Subscribe if you haven't already, because this isn't just a channel, it's a battlefield for the soul. And comment 99 if you feel the Spirit awakening something in you. Why 99? Because Jesus left the 99 to rescue the one, and today, that one is you. Let's begin. Most people think it's just a habit, just a moment, just your body. But chosen one, the enemy, is subtle. He never attacks the surface. He goes for the soul. Masturbation isn't just physical release, it's a spiritual transaction. Every time you give in, something is taken. Your clarity fades, your fire dims, your discernment weakens, and suddenly, the voice of God feels distant. The hunger for His presence, duller, the passion for purpose, muted. It's not punishment, it's a pattern. Because sin, when repeated, numbs the spirit. You begin to confuse conviction with condemnation. You start to settle for survival instead of breakthrough. But here's what they never told you. The real danger isn't the act itself. It's what you lose after. Your peace, your boldness, your spiritual authority, and worst of all, you stop praying with power. Because deep down, you start to believe the lie that you're too dirty to be heard. Chosen one, listen closely. This battle is not about behavior, it's about identity. And the moment you realize the cost is the moment everything changes. Because when your eyes open to what's really at stake, you'll stop asking, "How do I resist?" and start declaring, "I refuse to trade my crown for a craving." And if you think that was heavy, what I'm about to reveal next will shake the way you see this struggle forever. Don't blink. Saying no is not enough, because silence creates space, and every empty space becomes a doorway. Chosen one, hear me. You were never called to simply resist. You were called to redirect. Temptation doesn't disappear because you try harder. It fades when you're filled with something greater. Because the soul doesn't crave sin, it craves purpose. That urge you feel? It's not just lust, it's misdirected energy. A hunger for intimacy, impact, and expression. Twisted into shadows. So don't just fight the fire, feed a different flame. Worship until your room becomes a sanctuary. Move your body, run, train, dance, until your blood speaks life instead of lust. Write, build, pray aloud, create beauty with your hands. Let heaven move through your discipline. The devil is strategic. He doesn't wait until you're strong. He strikes when you're still, when your mind wanders, when your body sits too long, when your spirit is unguarded. That's when the whispers come. So stay busy with purpose, stay filled with presence, and above all, stay connected to the one who never stops pouring. Because if you don't replace the habit, it will return stronger. And this time, it will come dressed in the very thing you thought you needed most. But what if I told you that the trigger itself could become the turning point? Wait until you hear what's coming. Next, chosen one. Freedom doesn't come from resisting the fruit. It comes from cutting down the tree. You cannot conquer what you keep feeding, and the enemy knows. He doesn't need to overpower you. He just needs to distract you. Every image, every beat, every late-night scroll is a seed, and what you feed grows. But what you starve dies. You say you want purity, but purity isn't a feeling. It's a decision backed by ruthless action. Delete the apps, block the websites, turn off the show halfway through. Walk away from the flirtation that's been brewing in silence. Even your playlist has a spirit behind it. Even your atmosphere is shaping your appetite. You cannot walk in freedom while living in a minefield. You cannot pray for deliverance while keeping demons as guests. Some things need to go. Not tomorrow. Not after this week. Now. Because the longer you entertain what drains you, the weaker your voice becomes. And slowly, compromise becomes your new normal. But here's the plot twist. You don't just lose temptation when you cut the source. You gain back your clarity, your energy, your fire. You become dangerous again, spiritually awake, fully alive, and ready to move in power. But here's where most fall short. They cut the source, but forget to fortify the spirit. And what I'm about to share next is the missing piece almost no one talks about. The enemy's first tactic: isolation. If he can keep you silent, he can keep you stuck. Chosen one, listen. You were never meant to fight this in secret, because what grows in the dark loses its power the moment it's exposed to the light. But here's the trap. Pride says, I can handle this alone. Shame whispers, they'll judge you if they knew. And fear convinces you, no one will understand. Lies, all of them. There are people, right now, who would stand in the gap for you if they only knew you were battling. People who carry keys to doors you've been banging on in the dark. But first, you have to open up. Not to everyone, just someone. Someone who walks in truth. Someone who prays with fire. Someone who's not afraid to check in and call you. Higher, because when you're alone, you negotiate with sin. But when you're covered, you rise with accountability and authority. Even Jesus didn't walk alone. He had his circle. Not perfect men, but present ones. And you? You need that too. Find one voice, one warrior, one intercessor, and say, I'm done hiding. Because every time you bring your struggle into the light, you tear down a throne the enemy built in your silence. But accountability isn't just about confession. It's about transformation through connection. And what happens next will remind you exactly who you are. The most dangerous lie the enemy will ever tell you is this. This is who you are. He doesn't just want you to fall. He wants you to forget. Forget that you're chosen. Forget that you're called. Forget that you're a royal warrior disguised in human weakness. But let me say this with fire. You are not your urges. You are not your lowest moment. You are not your secret struggle. You are the one hell fears when you remember who you are. Chosen, loved, redeemed, called, and yes, even while you're still fighting, even while you're still healing, because identity is not based on perfection, it's rooted in position. You are seated with Christ. You are clothed in righteousness. You are marked by fire. Every time you rise again, you silence the accuser. Every time you say, I may have fallen, but I'm not staying down, you remind the darkness that, you know the light. The devil isn't afraid of your shame, he's afraid of your memory. Because the moment you remember who you are, is the moment he remembers he's already lost. So say this out loud, right now. I am not my past, I am not my sin, I am chosen, and I will rise. But now, with your heart awakened, and your spirit on fire. There's only one thing left to say, and it changes everything. Chosen one, you didn't find this video by accident. This moment was carved in eternity, because heaven knew it was time for you to wake up. This is not just about breaking a habit. It's about shattering a chain that's been strangling your fire, dimming your voice, and delaying your destiny, but no more. You were never created to live bound. You were forged for battle, marked for impact, born to walk in holy fire. God is not ashamed of you. He's not distant. He's not disappointed. He's standing right in front of you, arms wide open, whispering, "You're still mine." Chosen one, hear this in your spirit. Your past has no authority. Your struggle is not your story. You are a temple of power. You are a carrier of glory. And starting now, the war shifts, because your decision today becomes a declaration in the spirit. I will rise, so speak it, out loud, with fire in your voice. I am chosen, I am free, I walk in power, not shame. If this pierced your soul, if something inside you feels reborn, don't stay silent. Declare your stand in the comments with, "I choose freedom." Not for the algorithm, but as a mark in the spirit realm, that today, something broke. Now go, stand tall, fight loud, live pure. Because you're not just resisting sin, you're reclaiming your crown, and the darkness, it just lost its grip.